All right, folks, let's get a session started. What do you say? After the SEC appeal gets denied, you absolutely love to see it. So glad that the XRP community got to celebrate the proper party. Such proper timing, right as Judge Torres denies the SEC interlocutory appeal after her historical ruling that XRP in and of itself is not a security. We're going to break it down here tonight for you guys, sharing out the good word here on Twitter, letting the Discord group know that we are live as well. And let's rock and roll, folks. All right, my apologies. So please take a stab at it. Let me know what kind of secret sauce you think that we're sipping on tonight as we celebrate the fight that we've been in, the war that we are under right now. Remember, folks, this is much bigger than XRP. XRP is just one battlefield, part of the bigger legal battlefield, part of the fourth industrial revolution, the technology revolution that's taking place. This is a historical moment in time. We describe it as the greatest transfer of wealth in world history as well. XRP is just one part of this story, one act on this world stage. And here we are, all going to plan, right on time, right on cue, as we see everything just firing up. In this next year, I've been saying, it's just going to be nuts. Complete chaos. We can't let DC distract us. We can't let a little XRP pump distract us. We get some good news. But what did we just cover in one of our most recent episodes? I put out my most recent XRP community warning. And I said, guys, there are whales that are ready to dump on us. These are big boys and girls, and they got big bags, and they're ready to offload this thing on us. So when we get these pumps, and what did we say would be the next 3 catalysts for XRP pump? If Judge Torres denied interlocutory appeal, if we get a settlement, or when we get a settlement, I'm still in the camp of 100% settlement. Didn't happen during September. Who cares? The show goes on. Everything's still at play. All the facts and the circumstances of this token, just like the judge said, Judge Torres, the facts and circumstances around this case, yeah, you guys still have plenty of room to go after much of the rest of the space. But when we look at the facts and the circumstances here, XRP in and of itself, not a security. And by the way, we feel pretty solid in our ruling. We're going to have to deny your interlocutory appeal. Thank you very much, Gary Gensler. And gang, let's sit down, let's get checked. And maybe it's time to reconsider what the SEC is doing. And the very existence of the SEC should be put into question right now. It's almost like some of these guys, they can't help themselves when they get a little bit of power. They get to go on a little bit of a trip. And they get to exert their authority. And who do they take care of? The Goldman Sachs, the big boys, the girls that are ready to set up and burn this thing down, as I dropped in this morning's video. Bankers and billionaires burning it down, all by design. And they're going to have a party. They pop champagne bottles as they buy up Main Street when it comes to real estate, as they're ready to take over through Operation Choke Point, squeeze out all of the competition. And they'll be able to buy up and purchase, and already do own, much of the assets that are actually going to matter in the new financial system. And what we're watching right now is an incredible story timeline with this XRP case. We've been up against so much. Our community has gone through hell. Hasn't always been pretty. We still have folks in here now. We still got haters everywhere. And they're never going to go away. We can save who we can. But once again, we're on our mission, and our purpose has gotten so clear over the last couple years, hasn't it? Since I started making content, and I have to put my life out on the record. I have to pull up every single day and try to bring value to the world. And to me, like I said, it's my duty, it's my calling, and we're doubling down on what got us here. We are being proven right and vindicated about all the points that make up our thesis. And the thesis hasn't even played out yet. The thesis doesn't end at a 55-cent XRP pump. Doesn't end at $5 XRP either. Do we go to 589? Like I said, I'm happy to find out. I'm happy to bring you guys with me. This moment in time, though, let's celebrate this legal battle. Once again, as we rolled into the proper party, I said it's time to celebrate. We've had some wins on the battlefield. Here we just got another one here. And you know, I really wasn't sure if Judge Torres was going to deny this or if she's going to allow it to go through because she, but she clearly feels very solid and, firm in her ruling. And so she's denied this interlocutory appeal, which is an extraordinary type of appeal in and of itself. We've gotten to learn so much. And remember, I'm no legal expert. I always go to my lawyers. I always go to my legal professionals, and I get to play doofus moron. And I say, hey, what do we do next? What document do I add next to the red folder? And the XRP community, along with the sleuths, we've caught them all. Okay, we've caught a lot of them. Now, have we, been given the stage to present all of the evidence? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not yet. I.e., the Speaker of the House being removed and the D.C. dance absolutely blowing up in D.C. right now as we speak. And as I said, don't let D.C. distract you. As the XRP community, we are tapped in, the mature adults in the room, directly over the target. And they're not too happy with having to give up this territory to us. What they've done on the back end is they've been picking up this thing. And I think that when this veil is lifted on XRP, it's a flip of the switch moment that we've all been talking about, right? And then we never come back to where we're at today at 50 cents, but sub $1. We might go to $10. We might go to $20. Some folks think that we go to $10,000, right? Like I said, for me, the journey, the experience, being able to experience this timeline with you guys, tapped in not just on XRP, but on everything else, brings me the most joy. And when I hear folks are making moves with their businesses, making moves in real estate, stacking precious metals, they've done a little bit of prepping so they can ride out the storm. Whether it's climate change or not, we got to be ready to ride out the storm. Whether it's a recession or not, is it pretty out there? Let's get real. Let's have a sobering conversation about the reality here in the United States of America and the broader macroeconomic economy as a whole. The world economic system right now is breaking down. The United States having the reserve currency role allows us to press this lever, and we get to see everyone around us is burning down. And like I said, with the bankers and billionaires at the helm enjoying this moment, we played clips from Jamie Dimon. We played them for Larry Fink, who said that, cryptocurrencies are going to transcend traditional currencies. And then Bill Ackman as well. You got the billionaires and the bankers that are getting ready to burn the whole thing down. They get to eat up all of it. And God willing, we're going to be able to eat up our little slice of the pie too. We're up against some pretty big enemies. No doubt. No doubt. We just want our little pie, slice of the pie. Our little piece of paradise. A little bit of farmland, a little bit of real estate, a business that brings value to our community. That's all we want. We want to be able to take care of our families and bring value to our community and live our lives. The SEC came after us. They came after Brad, Chris, Ripple, and the XRP community as a whole. This historical ruling from Judge Torres, followed up by the denial of the interlocutory appeal, tells you exactly how this case ends up, which is the facts and the circumstances are with Brad, Chris, Ripple, and XRP not being a security. Do some of the sales to institutions constitute investment contracts? Under Judge Torres, yes, they do. And maybe they do. She made some points in this that distinguish the programmatic sales from the institutional sales. And we're about to go through all of it. But I'm so excited to be here with you guys. XRP is one part of this story. But as you know, we try to tie this whole thing together because clearly we're dealing with a bigger world stage. And I believe that this is setting up the stage for the grand settlement. They say that the trial date is now going to be in April of 2024. And we're going to go through the timeline on the expectations of how this could get drawn out for years if we're going all the way to the Supreme Court. If we're going all the way, it could go a ways. But what this did, this ruling here, which is programmatic and the sales by Brad and Chris, is moving the needle in a major way. And there's no question now for any institution, bank, or payment provider, or anybody for that matter who wants to use XRP for its utility as to what this asset is. It's not a security. Can you package it up in a security? Judge Torres is saying, yes, you can. And I'm here to tell you, you can package up anything in a security. Of course you can. An investment contract that meets the Howey-Prong test is going to achieve that investment contract securities offering. Of course. There's rules on the book that go back decades. And they're going to be able to come take out so many people in this space. These kids have no idea what's coming. And we've been seeing it all the way from little TikTok kids chilling, all the way up to the Kevin O'Leary's of the world just getting exposed here in the most recent FTX filings and information coming out on the tens of millions that he was paid to shill FTX. They've set up this whole thing. They're all in on it. It's telling. It's so telling how they don't want to talk about this. Do you think that this historical ruling is going to be at the front page of Crypto Town Hall on Twitter Spaces tomorrow? No. No. Are we going to get a little segment? Yes. Is maybe Brad going to get a little segment on CNBC? Okay. Right? The mainstream media still isn't touching this thing. And I'm telling you, this story ends with Ripple being the darling of the crypto space, the little precious darling of the crypto space that's going to have one of the biggest IPOs that we've seen yet. And this, folks, is far from over, but we are winning. And we have so much backing us right now. The ball's in our court. The ball's in the court of really Ripple, Brad, and Chris as they move now to settle up this case. There's no way they allow it to go to trial. You already know what would happen. We would all love to see it, right? But it's going to be an exciting ride here. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe they will send it to trial. Maybe we won't settle up. Let's do it. Let's take it to a U.S. court of law. Sounds fantastic. And you know that we've been compiling evidence. We've been putting together our research. A huge shout out and testament to this community. Our strength is all of you guys, all the sleuths, what we've done. We can point to the case filing. We can point to Judge Torres' ruling in both the summary judgment and in this denial of the appeal, 2 points that she's making of us being involved in the case. And I talk about XRP holders, the 75,000 with John Deaton, and getting in the conversation and moving the needle. That's the XRP community. That's why Ripple, Brad, and Chris threw the proper party for us. Right. And I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's not going to be straight up from here. Tonight, we celebrate. Tonight, the charts, where do they take us? Let's take a look real quick. Let's take a look real quick at XRP at 53.5. Pumping all the way up once again to almost 55, basically 54.7. Watching closely, remember that proper party pump. We got that flash up to 55 cents. We get 54.78 tonight. And we're back down to 53.5, watching it closely. We just put out the video warning about the XRP whales that are getting ready to dump on us. So we've been warning the community about this, in this event in particular being the next XRP event. This is it. It's underway. I put that tweet out and the amount of comments underneath it. Oh, you're already late, bro. It's already crashing, as it goes back down to 52. And then, zoom out on the chart a little bit. Give it a couple hours. We're back up to 54.5, pushing to 55 again. Big resistance that we need to break through at 55. I'll get into the XRP TA at the end of this session, but I wanted to say thank you for coming on this journey with me. We are not done, but we are winning. And so a big cheers to you guys. If you can smash the thumbs up on this one, share it out far and wide. Let everyone know we are live for the night. This is 8:54, nearly 9 p.m. on the West Coast. Midnight on the East Coast, but we don't sleep. We are not going to stop winning right now because we have the facts and the truth on our side. And so cheers to that, and may God bless you all. Thank you for joining me here tonight. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of secret sauce you think that we're sipping tonight. Let's get right on into the update. Huge shout out to James Phelan coming in, and I did see that we got a super chat too, by the way. Let me pause real quick to give a shout out to JJ with the 2 spot. Appreciate you. The 7th trumpet sounds tomorrow, JJ. That trumpet is sounding, and we are just getting started. It is music to our ears. Let all truth be revealed. Let's get a party going, guys. Share this one out far and wide. James Phelan with the official update. Breaking. Judge Torres has denied the SEC's motion to file an interlocutory appeal. Lady K, we got a court date and a mandatory 1-hour meeting to discuss settlement. So apparently we still are having, to force both sides to come to the table here to talk about settlement. A 1-hour meeting. And most of the pre-trial motions and documents, the party shall submit any motions by December 4th. Right there at the beginning of December is when we submit all the filings, all the other orders and requests. And then we get ready to go to trial on 4/16/2024 at 2 p.m. is when we fire this thing up and we get ready to rock and roll. That's going to be starting up in the middle of April 2024, which is exactly when we get the Bitcoin halving as well. We see everything in the charts, everything in the timeline matches up for a bull run next year. And you talk about bull run as we go into trial. I mean, just that trial airing out, we see every time there was trial hearings, XRP would pump, thousands of people would call in to listen to the deal, and they would crash the phone lines trying to listen into the court case. If this thing goes to trial and gets publicly aired, you already know what's going to happen. Coinciding perfectly with the macro bullish setup that we see into next year for the overall cryptocurrency space, and XRP is ready to shine, folks. Neatsbucks shares this. The SEC is used to getting whatever it wants, that is, until the Ripple case. Now they have to ask permission, and that permission has been denied. Welcome to the new normal, where you lose big and the people who beat you throw parties, hire Super Bowl halftime acts, shout out to Lenny Kravitz, get tattoos of their win, put your face on a blow-up doll, and then 4 days later, you lose again. How about that? And that's what's taking place at the SEC right now. John Deaton chimes in. And let me add, my very quick perusal of her order is untouchable. And yes, evidence submitted by XRP holders makes another appearance in this decision in her findings of fact that she relied on. And that's what I'm talking about. XRP community, XRP army. We are winning. We are moving the needle. As I've maintained all along, her decision is based on the facts of this case. She stated that she's never said no digital asset could ever be a security sold on an exchange. Just that XRP in this case wasn't one, and that even though some XRP acquirers purchased XRP for speculation, the SEC didn't prove it was tied to the efforts of Ripple. Remember, the SEC was relying on an expert who got excluded on that very issue and who helped accomplish that. XRP holders did. That was us, folks. That was us playing our part in winning this case. Bill Morgan, the SEC lost big. It lost on all three elements it needed to satisfy the test for certification of an interlocutory appeal. The court found that 1, there was no controlling question of law. 2, there was no substantial ground for differences of opinion, no conflict with the decisions in the Library and Terra Labs cases. 3, so those cases that everyone was saying, oh boy, after these rulings that, oh boy, this is going to come back on the Ripple case, they had no effect, no substantial ground, no conflict with the decisions in the Library and Terra Labs cases. These facts and circumstances are different, just like we've been saying the whole time. 3, an interlocutory appeal would not materially advance the ultimate termination of the litigation. A complete loss by the SEC on every element, totally smashed. Crypto Law US. In footnote 6 of her ruling today, Judge Torres rapped the SEC for shifting the inconsistent arguments as to its legal theory about other distributions. This is in line with Judge Netburn's earlier admonition in the SEC's lack of faithful allegiance to the law. It just gets worse for him. Torres also anticipated the SEC arguing later on if they tried to appeal later that she abused her discretion. She laid down preemptive fire. I'm not going to read it all here, but she said this. This is bulletproof, folks. This is bulletproof. This is going to hold up for years. At the very soonest, it would take them years to change this ruling. Scott Chamberlain. I think this is more significant than people realize. Yes, the SEC can appeal later, but it is stuck with, excuse my language, shitty factual record that makes successful appeal much more difficult. It also means Supreme Court is less likely destination. There's no major legal questions to decide, just the difficult but ultimately mundane task of applying known law to a complicated fact matrix that doesn't support the SEC's claim. Wrath of Kahneman. A good point by Pine Knoll on Twitter, Ripley on Twitter. In dismissing the interlocutory appeal, The judge makes clear that all sales on exchanges are not somehow exonerated, just the Ripple sales in this case. It leaves the door open for SEC action against other tokens and issuers. For those, and this is why they're so scared, and this is why they don't want to cheerlead this XRP victory. This is why they don't want to get behind Ripple and the good guys, is because they've been corrupt as hell, and they know that when the judges and the law does turn their head on Ethereum and the whole party that was taking place over there with all the ICOs, all the tokens, all the nonsense, that was a clear violation of the securities laws. That's where Judge Torres is saying this doesn't apply. But the court did not hold that offers and sales on a digital asset exchange cannot create a reasonable expectation of profits based on the efforts of others. The court held that based on the totality of the circumstances in this case, including an examination of the facts, circumstances, and economic realities of the transactions, Ripple's programmatic sales could not lead investors to reasonably expect profits from Ripple's efforts. It's a complete victory, folks. Such a strong order here from Judge Torres. Footnote 5, shared by Ashley Prosper. Wow, Judge Torres is really taking the SEC to school on the Howey test. Turns out that brush isn't so broad, Gary Gensler. Let's take a look. Consider, for example, a programmatic buyer who, while browsing on a digital asset exchange, sees the price of XRP dramatically increase but is unaware of Ripple's existence. If the programmatic buyer then purchases XRP from the exchange with the intention of later selling XRP for a profit, she would have purchased XRP with an expectation of profit, but that motive was not derived from the entrepreneurial or managerial efforts of others, as required under Howey, with case law to back it up. Absolutely love to see it. How long could this timeline be drawn out? That's the question we're now asking, right? Fred Rispoli with the answer. Huge shout out to Fred. So what now for the XRP community, XRP and Ripple? Trial in April 2024, probably an 8-week trial, if not longer. Pre-trial motions will be filed December 23rd, or December of 23, right? Coming up here soon. And rulings early 24 that will cut down even more of the SEC's case. After trial, there will be substantial post-trial motions by both parties. These will take a few months just for briefing, likely completed around September-ish 2024. Appellate briefing to Second Circuit would not be completed until around February 2025. The Second Circuit will take about a year to decide the case, so around February 2026. Supreme Court decision, assuming it accepts review, would be February 2027 or later. Bottom line is we're locked in for XRP not a security from a judicial perspective until February 2026 at the earliest. SEC, as Adam Sandler would tell you, talk about your all-time backfires. And that is what Fred is explaining by them going for this interlocutory appeal. It was a really swing for the fence moment, and they completely swung and missed. And I see a big one there from Ryan, Canadian 10 spot. Thanks, Zach. Never thought I could learn the crypto space until I was introduced to your content. Much appreciated for all you do. Ryan, I appreciate that love. Thank you so much. I try to break this down and make it easy for us to understand. Stuart with 100 spot. I don't know what currency that is, Stuart, but I appreciate the hundo. You are one of a very few real ones, Zach. Bringing value. Ignore the crap, mate. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. I'm guessing from the mate that that's Australian. Appreciate you, Stuart. Stuart from Australia. Brad Garlinghouse. By the way, you didn't think that we would just be chilling on that victory from Judge Torres. No. We have another major announcement from Ripple and Brad and the team for you. Check it on out, folks. And I see another one from Big Joe Keating, 1999. I see you, Joe. Thank you. What's up, brother? Not sure if you've covered it yet or even heard about it, but I wanted to hear your thoughts about the event. Okay. I'm going to be tight-lipped here. The event that's supposed to take place tomorrow at 2:20 p.m. Eastern. Seems very strange. God bless. Joe, good question. I appreciate the support and thank you very much. I am not putting my phone in a microwave. I'm not putting my phone in a Faraday bag. If my phone blows up, my phone blows up. I'm going to go about my business, and I don't rely on the government to take care of me anyways. And they want to send out, test the emergency system. We'll see what happens. The systems are in big trouble, folks. And I'll just leave my comments at that, because I got to be careful with what I say here. But the systems are in trouble. The systems are probably going to be continuing to go down, as we've seen, right? This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Systems are failing us, right? You name it, it's breaking down. The whole dang thing is breaking, whether we're talking the economy, whether we're talking the grid, whether we're talking the weather. Is it climate change? Is it not? The storm is here. What are we going to do to be prepared? If you want to put your phone in a Faraday bag, God bless you. I hear you guys. I don't know what's going on. I'll stay tuned and update you guys tomorrow on that situation on the other side of the event. Brad Garlinghouse, huge shout out to Brad. Incredibly proud of Team Ripple. Just 4 months after we received our in-principle approval from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, we've now secured the full major payment institution license for digital payment token services in Singapore. Ripple, it's official. Ripple is now fully licensed to provide digital payment token services in Singapore by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. Ripple is committed to delivering real-world crypto solutions for businesses in APAC. Fire up the liquidity, folks. Are you kidding me? And Stuart Alderati also chiming in right here. Singapore's Monetary Authority has consistently shown it takes a progressive and thoughtful approach to crypto regulation and licensing, combined with rigorous standards, excited to work under Monetary Authority supervision. Now, rigorous standards is nothing for Ripple. It's actually easy. They're ready to be in compliance. They will check all the boxes, and they will hold your hand if you need it too. And oh, by the way, we just covered yesterday, didn't we, that the Monetary Authority of Singapore is stacking up a boatload of gold as well. That's right. The same Monetary Authority of Singapore that's now given the go-ahead for Ripple, flip that switch in Singapore. Great spot to do it. They're also stacking record amounts of gold at that central bank as well. Now, Ripple as a global company has a little hurdle here in the SEC. Nothing was going to stop this thing. Obviously, that would have been, slowing up Ripple. It would have been a drag on Ripple's success, no doubt. No doubt. We have the biggest, healthiest capital markets in the world. And I say healthiest if we get the SEC out of our way. We're finally seeing that coming into scrutiny. We're finally seeing judges rule on our side, on the people's side, how, the Constitution was set up to basically just have our federal government providing security, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And some would even question whether or not security should be provided by them either. Right? I don't really trust the government to keep me safe. That's for sure. I don't trust the government for investments. I don't trust the government bonds, even though the bonds are going crazy right now and breaking the whole damn system. Like we've been saying, the market's getting shaken up right now to begin October. Bitcoin pumping all the way up above 28,000, coming back down. We're watching it closely. And right now, 27.4 for cryptocurrencies, all back down for crypto except for XRP. The only green one in the top 10. Take a look here in the 5 spot for XRP. Up 4% on the day, even after we've cooled back off to 53.5 cents. The only one that's green, I guess you can give a 1% rally for Tron, and we're watching everything else is down. The stock market was bleeding out massively today as well, and we are going to see absolute chaos and carnage around us. As we show up to the proper party, they're having historical flooding. You can't make this up. And I don't believe in coincidences. And I do ask God to continue allowing us to take advantage of this opportunity to help us save as many as we can. And most people have no idea what crypto is, no idea what XRP is, no understanding the abuse of the SEC, because for most folks, they don't even know what their 401k retirement account is in. So when you talk about conversations of accreditation standards limiting the average citizen from being able to invest in the best opportunities, most folks have no idea because they just say, well, I just invest with my work's retirement account and my company matches. So I take advantage of that. And I think that's great if your company does match too, by the way. That's fantastic. Might as well take advantage of it. But when you look at the investment opportunities that Wall Street has to show you, they are not the best, that's for sure. Have they had some returns? Sure. Few and far between. And when we had an everything bubble, so yes, if you were in assets over the last 15, 20 years since the great financial crisis, right, you rode this thing up, right? But remember, it took 4 or 5 years for real estate to bottom out. It took years for the stock market to get cleansed. And we're going into something similar right now. For cryptocurrency, the good news is that we recover faster. We pump harder, but we have to be prepared because we're going to dump just as fast. This is why I've been putting out some XRP community warnings. Not only am I worried about the XRP community not knowing what to do when XRP pumps to $5, pumps to $10. God forbid we do more than $10. We're going to be going nuts. And I think that we crashed the exchanges well before $10, if I'm going to be dead honest with you guys. And I've talked about when I want to take a sliver of my little bag and, maybe convert it back to US dollars so that I can reallocate towards some other investment opportunities potentially, just to, rebalance the deck there. Sure. But I don't even expect the exchanges to be up. We crashed the exchanges just going to $1. This thing is going to do something that the space hasn't seen yet. And I think that it can easily overpass Ethereum. I think it can easily overpass Bitcoin. Do we have to this bull run? No. We can still do amazing things without surpassing Ethereum or Bitcoin. There is going to be a lot of money pouring into this, this whole space. Absolutely. I think that we surpassed 10 trillion for the overall cryptocurrency market cap in this next bull run by, 2025 is when we should be concluding, maybe reaching that top. 2024, we start to run up. 2025, we start to go, and then we'll have to watch from there. You have to understand that, as I pointed out in the video today, the billionaires and the bankers and the elite are ready to sacrifice you and me. We're little pawns in their game. And Larry Fink laughs as he talks about how most retirement funds are with him, with BlackRock, right? Nearly 10 trillion assets under management, an absolute whale. And they have the ability to move markets. As I mentioned with the XRP whales getting ready to dump on us, there are some big boys and girls in this little digital asset that are ready to dump on us. So prepare yourself now, mentally, emotionally, financially. Why are you going to sell off a portion of your bag at $2, at $5? Why are you going to sell all of your bag by $10? Those are real strategies. And some folks have real legitimate answers for that question. God bless you. I want you to know what your exit strategy, what your reallocation program is going to be. Remember, for me, I'm not exiting my XRP. No, I'll still be holding rights to the asset, but there's going to be a plethora of opportunities to get return on our XRP, to leverage our XRP, get loans on our XRP, AMM our XRP. There's going to be plenty of deals and opportunities. Right now, our community has to know what we're going to do with this asset when it rips. You need to know what you're going to do with the rest of your crypto positions when it does rip. We're set up to go here. And, who's going to be the winner? There's not going to be 20,000. I can promise you that. I'll put that one on the record here today. And there's a reason why I've gone all in on one. I picked up some few chips on some other ones, but we are prepared to make a move here on XRP as it goes up. We're not going to wait for 589, even though I don't rule out 589. I'm not going to wait for 10K, even though I don't rule out 10K. Everybody knows that. You can call me a 10K guy. You can call me a 589 guy. You can call me a Riddler. You can call me whatever you want. We've been shorting the hell out of Bitcoin, making our profit trading that way. We've been adding to our fundamental position in XRP. We started stacking precious metals as our real savings and as our protection. And every single day we show up and go all in on our businesses, on our community, on the relationships and team that we are building out right now. If you fail to prepare, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Are we pumping right now? Some folks say that we shouldn't get excited over a 5-cent pump. And I agree. I'm not here for 55-cent XRP. I'm not here for $1 XRP. I'm not here for $5 XRP. Do you think that Brad Garlinghouse is here for $5 XRP after this dude gets it tattooed on his arm? I still am having a hard time believing it's real, but I guess it is. I still have a hard time feeling that he actually got that tattoo. But if that's real, I mean, come on, folks. You think you're putting a tat on Brad Garlinghouse's bicep? Not on his bicep, I guess, his arm there. For a $5 XRP? No. But it's not going to be a straight line to 589. It's not going to be a straight line to 10K, right? And how valuable is XRP? We get to find out. That's what's enjoyable about this journey here, is that we're going to write out something that's never been done before. It's going to be the once in a generation opportunity here. I see a 10 spot from Aunt Lynn. Been accumulating, folks. Buying XRP at 50 cents is like buying Apple's IPO for 18 back in the day. Patience. You're not wrong. You're early. Right now, I'm looking at private equity, private placement deals exclusively. Public market doesn't interest me. The opportunity's already been shilled to everybody. But the ability to get in on private placement deals isn't available for everyone. The rules are very strict. And if the rules were left up to Gary Gensler and the gang, you know what they'd be doing. They'd be taking accreditation standards to $10 million net worth. So you have to have $200,000 income. $200,000 income for 2 years. Or you have to have $1 million net worth. If Gary Gensler had his way, he'd be moving that to $10 million. For you to be able to invest in a private equity, for you to be able to invest in a private company. Right now, I'm looking to build my position in private placement deals. Right now, I am talking with my Discord group about that exclusively. Right now, I am very excited to watch the historical correction in the overvaluations of tech in crypto already underway. But AI hype, the top 7 tech stocks keeping the S&P 500 up. I'm not trading those stocks. I'm not shorting those stocks. And like I said, how much does the Dow correct? How much does the S&P 500 correct? I don't know, but I don't have to worry as we figure out because I don't have positions. I that's my position on that. And that's why I'm looking closely at the private placement deals, because when you can get in on these companies before they go public and before they've realized their true value, you are inherently going to be taking on more risk. That's why they have the accreditation standards. That's why they are so interested in protecting us, right? But think about this. They let you take your money down to the casino. Sure. They let you not know what you're invested in. See, that's how they've designed this system, is that so we have a bunch of folks who 50% of America has no idea what their 401k is even in. So talk about finding opportunities. These folks are just trusting that someone else is going to manage their money for them. I hope that our community has now been listening, learning, educating themselves at least enough to go ask your financial advisor the right questions if you have one. Be able to ask your real estate agent. These real estate agents are happy to give you advice on whether or not to buy a house, on what to do there in that real estate asset class, aren't they? Right? These mortgage brokers are ready to sign you up for a deal, aren't they? And I covered in my most recent real estate update about the sales pitch and how they're going to be wording this thing, the new pitch that they have to get folks to sign on to these deals at 8% mortgage rates that we're about to be hitting. And for me, I want to arm you guys with the tools, the resources, and the ability to be educated and be able to pull up on these financial advisors to your accountant, working with your lawyers to plan for your estate and protecting your assets with the proper entities, the proper asset protection, the proper models for everything. And this right now is our time. While XRP is still at 50 cents, while we celebrate a temporary pump, a temporary victory. Cheers, everyone, for tuning in. We're winning. We are winning. And this is why I'm still at the edge of my seat. I did get a new chair, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I am leaned back a little bit more here in my new chair. I'm trying to relax a little bit more so I'm not up in the mic yelling. We're leaned back just slightly, okay? But we're still standing up here strong because we know that this war is not over. We've won a couple battles. They're still coming to kill us. And we're seeing that with the markets finally starting to realize that the Fed is going to be keeping rates higher for longer. They had to. They have to, right? That the Fed is considering one more interest rate hike potentially. And why Jamie Dimon is baiting and begging Jerome Powell to raise rates to 7%. Jamie Dimon wants to sacrifice everybody, including the small and regional banks that he gets to acquire for pennies on the dollar. And he knows that his firm is systemically important, so Janet No Tellin' Yellen always has his back. No reason to worry, no reason to fret. Sitting back enjoying themselves as they've set this whole thing up to get squeezed over the next year. What I'm watching right now is for them to black swan us, to hit us with some really intense narratives for a shakeout that's going to bring the overall cryptocurrency space down. And I don't know if we get one more shakeout. It's I don't know if we go set another, another low below 15K. I don't think that we do that. I don't think that we do that, but I'm not ruling it out. Like I said, I don't have to worry about finding out because I don't hold Bitcoin. I don't hold these stocks. I don't have positions in these. Okay. But what we're watching right now is that the liquidity is gone. And the liquidity is gone before the masses have accepted that we're in a recession. Before the data confirms that we're in a recession. Everybody knows it's not right. And everybody's starting to get that sick stomach in their sick feeling in their stomach when they take a look around, when they go to do their budget at the end of the month, when they go to balance their, I guess we don't really balance checkbooks anymore. I never really did that either. Just when we go to pay off the credit cards and you see how much dang money everything costs these days, this is when we have to realize it's time to take matters into our own hands. Inflation's not going away. Daddy Pal's not going to let up. He's here to punish us. And him and the suits are going to be celebrating and patting themselves on the back the whole damn time. They're thrilled. They're thrilled to buy up Main Street, to own most of the assets in the real estate asset class and every single other sector that matters. I mean, I don't like to harp on it too much as far as BlackRock and these other, investment funds that just control stakes of everything. They're just massive, right? And that's fine. They go play their big boy game. I'm just working to get my own little piece of the pie. But we're up against an SEC that came after us first. I like I've always said, I wish that we didn't even have to be having the legal conversation. I wish that we were just talking about what we're building with DLT technology, what businesses we're building, how we're incorporating this with our existing business. But nobody knows how to incorporate this with our existing business without knowing whether or not we're violating the securities laws. And this is why I've been talking with my lawyers about how we proceed going forward. And I find myself in a difficult spot as someone who's so vocal about the corruption. You already know they're watching. You already know they're trying to infiltrate my groups. You already know they're trying to get in. I've never met one Freemason in my life, and I start making YouTube content. Next thing I know, I've met like half a dozen Masons are around me now. How does that work out? I'm not a Mason, by the way. I'm just saying, I've always found that funny. How that worked out. I find myself in a difficult position being someone who has a media show, who talks about this every single day, who's mad as hell, who calls out the corruption. And that's why I've put myself in my position where I don't have sponsors. I don't have to worry about, a sponsor is going to cut me out. I don't have to worry about that. And it's nice because then I get to go freely, as freely as I can on the YouTubes, on doing my TikTok dance, trying to be careful. And now we're seeing that we've been vindicated. And I'm not here to sit around and trying to go around to all the folks that we tried to say, we tried to tell it to you, that I told you so, right? We're having our moment, but we're just pressing forward. We're so busy building that I'm not going to get distracted in an argument when we're getting proven right in a court of law. And then when with this whole deal, Speaker McCarthy being left out and what's about to get opened up in DC is going to be nuts. It's going to be insane. This is going to be something that we've never seen before in the United States of America. This political cycle is going to be one like never before. You thought that 2020 was crazy? You thought the midterms 2022 was a little crazy? Just wait. We got a whole nother party. Not to be confused with the proper party. This proper might be a little improper. Might be a little messy. Might be a little chaotic. XR Peaky Blinder, appreciate you, brother, with the 2 spot. I have an exit tragedy, guilt of problematic sales. You're so funny, dude. Exit tragedy. And that's what I worried about We're going to be coming back on. We're going to be crying, oh, my sell orders didn't go through at $5. My sell orders didn't go through at $10. We're going to be coming back, when XRP goes to $10 and then it comes back down to $2. Everybody's going to be crying through the next bear market cycle that, oh man, I wish I would have sold and I wish I would have done this. It's inevitable. I just want us to at least have a chance of making the right decisions. The chance to be able to think clearly, unemotionally, not overwhelmed with the hype and the excitement, right? I mean, we get the Twitter thing today. It's nuts. I was ready to go live. I was with the family, and that's why I'm coming to you guys so late here tonight. Thank you for tuning in here with me on a late night session, by the way. It's because I was with the family, but I was so ready to come get it. Fire up the live session. Let's celebrate, and let's go through this. This is bulletproof case. And what did I put my red folder on the floor. I guess I had to clean off my desk. My desk is a mess. Got my silver, got my highlighters, sticky notes, got a little bit of the secret sauce, got my body armor, 2 drinks. My desk is too messy. But what we're doing is we keep on printing out the documents. We keep on printing out the evidence. We keep on putting together the timelines, the facts, and everything that we're doing with the Twitter sleuths. Stephen Narioff, protect him at all costs, and we should be getting his deposition on the record right now so that we can get the full story. We covered it in this morning's video that legal actions are coming, according to the lawyer for Stephen Narioff, the Ethereum whistleblower, the guy who's blowing this thing wide open, vindicating on us on everything in regards to the Ethereum free pass conspiracy, 100% being vindicated over there. The damages are absolutely massive. Legal actions are coming. Let's get a party started. Patrick McHenry, in his little bow tie cracks me up. And we got the proper dress code has been reinstated. And back in Congress, by the way. But anyways, Patrick McHenry with the bow tie has now been put as Speaker of the House interim. Right? And one of the first things that he does is he says that Nancy Pelosi has to leave some office. I didn't even understand what that meant. What post that is. But it seems to me like we got some pieces moving on the chessboard. Some pieces are moving that have been in the works for a long time. And let me know in the comments down below who's going to become Speaker of the House. I'm interested to see who you guys predict is going to become Speaker of the House. Let me know in the comments down below. Appreciate all the love tonight, guys. Thank you so much for the super chats. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Wait, did she really deny? Yes, she did. She denied interlocutory appeal. The case goes on. Trial date set. Let's get a party started. Proper party was totally warranted. 55 cents. Folks can't handle it. Back down to 53.5. Let's take a look at the charts real quick. XRP doing a little something. And let's get into the TA real quick. Up to 55 cents. Proper party pump. Full moon, by the way. Full moon setup, ritual floods in New York City. Have a good time. And oh boy, we did. I'm glad that you guys turned up for me. I wish I could have made it. We're celebrating here tonight once again as we get a historical ruling, interlocutory appeal denied, and we go all the way up to 54.80. 54.80, pushing 55 cents again, and we need to see a clean break above that 54 cent level if we want to make the next serious move. Zooming out on XRP daily chart. One of the most rigged charts in existence. Taking a look at it. Daily chart zoomed out. Historical ruling, Judge Torres, XRP not a security, pumped to $1. Back all the way down. They clean us out. Sacrifices down to 42 cents. Just cleaning us out. Folks getting absolutely wrecked. Folks getting mentally wore out. How is it possible? We only pumped to $1, and then the haters and the fudsters come in. They finally had something to talk about, and they haven't shut up about it since. Interlocutory appeal denied. Little pump to 55. You see that we're building a base, but we need that clean break. We need that clean break above 55. Let me zoom out on the chart once again, and I'll show you guys what we're looking at here. XRP on the weekly. Can we do something fun, please? Can we have a little party, please? You guys see what we did? Up to $2. Getting ready to break out once again. And that ruling that we got brought us out here. And we are holding support at 42 cents right now. 42 cents is that big support. We need to hold that. I'm going to be getting ready to place my next orders at right above 42 cents. Just right around there is where I'm going to be looking to snipe. If they set us up one more time, I'm going to be taking that. 42, 43, thank you very much. Have a good time. And we're going to be scooping that bag up. You bet. And we're getting ready to do something that we haven't done in a couple years. We're getting ready to do something that we've never done before, which is break out with full clarity. Institutions and everything getting ready to set this thing and put it in motion like we've never seen before. Trillions upon trillions coming into this space. I think that we achieve 10 trillion in the overall cryptocurrency market cap next bull run by 2025. Full reach out, full extension. Let's have a good time. Let's have XRP Vegas 2024 is going to be lit. Maybe we'll do another proper party. We already planned our next Discord meetup too, by the way. Can't wait to meet up with the family in person. There's nothing like it. And let's have a party. Let's have a good time here. This thing's ready to rip like we've never seen before. It's going to be violent. Exchanges are going to go down. Your orders are not going to go through. Please prepare. Emotionally, financially, what are we going to do with the profits that we take? Consider the tax implications of selling your assets. Yes, we know that it's not a security, but we also know how it's taxed. It's taxed as property right now. It's not treated as legal tender. That is, tax not applicable. So we have to prepare ourselves for that tax implication. Who's your accountant? Who's your lawyer? Who do you got around you in the real estate asset class right now? Let's build out this team. Let's get ready to move. Our community, I'm so excited, guys. What we got behind us, the momentum here, it's going to be incredible. This work, though, see, I'm not here for the next year or two, and then we're out of here. We're going to make a boatload of money over the next couple years, undoubtedly. But we're out here 5 to 10 years plus with everything that I'm building out right now. I'm not thinking about, we're just going to make some TikToks for another year or two. We're building something that is going to be built to last for decades to come. It's going to spit out cash flow in a way that gives us new opportunities, new resources, new abilities. And do you think that we're going to whip around a stupid little whip and be a freaking doofus moron? I need a little whip. We ain't got time for little whips. We're going to be building generational wealth, and there's a big difference. Now, I'm not here to hate on cars. I'm just hating on wanting to be wealthy. Having a little bag. We made a little something. We traded a little meme. We got a little M in the bank account. What's next? How are you changing the world? Are you going to be able to hand anything off to your children? We have massive problems that we face. What I'm excited for most is our community, who a lot of us come from humble backgrounds, blue collar. We got a bunch of blue collar folks that follow me. Bunch of moms that follow me. Bunch of our range goes all the way from 20 all the way to 70 plus. We have everyone. And what I'm excited to do is to put out timeless educational content over the next couple years. That's my duty and mission right now, is putting out educational content, not just on crypto digital assets, but on all these asset classes, on business, on investing, on real estate, on other aspects of life that are going to be important to share with the world. We put it out on the record, and then we continue pressing forward. We're trying to help as many people as possible achieve their full potential. And I couldn't do it without you guys. This community, we couldn't do it if we didn't continue to believe in ourselves amidst everything that they threw at us. Amidst all of the system burning down around us, a controlled demolition that we know we are trying to not get caught up in, but many people around us will be caught up in. It is going to be us being the leaders within our families and our communities, stepping up to the plate and getting it done. Not stepping up to the plate like the SEC with their interlocutory appeal and completely missing. No. Solid connection, hitting it out of the park. And that's what we're going to be doing as a community. Historical ruling, and the SEC continues to lose. This shakeout is going to be incredible in DC. Give them hell. File the subpoena, McHenry. It's up to you. We need to be making moves. We know that the damages are massive. Do we want to debate how many trillions of dollars worth of damages we're talking about? You know, how many hundreds of billions and trillions have been done in damages just to the XRP community alone? That's just to the XRP story. Damages over $1 trillion, in my opinion. You want to talk about simulation events over the last couple years, the damages done through that? You want to talk about other things that have been going on and the damages done from that? May God be with us as we strike down this evil. And see, that's why I laugh and I make the jokes about whipping the little whip and doing a little deal. Oh, I made a little bag off crypto. Brother, this is so much bigger than that. we have a community of folks that realize that, and that's why I call you guys the real ones, is because you understand this is bigger than just XRP. This is bigger than just 589. The riddles are fun. Let's have a good time. But we're in a war. If they had their way, you don't own where you live. You will own nothing and be happy. You'll give up your car. You'll live like a peasant. You'll have no purpose. You'll have no children. And if they had their way, XRP would have been stopped. This is just one victory that I'm interested in winning, and very happy that we did win. We got many more. And I think we got many more victories on our way too. I think that the facts and the circumstances, not just in, as we apply them in this case, in this story, but the facts and the circumstances and the evidence and the whistleblowers that we have ready to testify in regards to all these other cases and all this other corruption, not just at the SEC, other three-letter agencies, all the way up to the White House, all the way up to the family, and I won't dare say their name. And that's just one of many elite families where the corruption runs so deep, where the crimes are so sick. I sit back in enjoyment, you know, the charts, okay, we pump, it's cool. Man, we're not here for 55 cents. We're not here for the little pumps. We're not even here for just clarity on XRP. We're here to get the SEC the hell out of our way. Thank you very much. I don't need you to protect me. It shouldn't require $10 million net worth to invest in my neighbor's business. To do a private placement deal in my neighbor's business, I shouldn't have to register with you guys, right? We're talking about simple opportunities where you're in control. And that's what they don't like, is they don't want you to be in control. They don't want you to even know that you should be in control, i.e. 50% of America has no idea what they're in. That's the whole game. That's the whole model, to make you go, you know, be a wage slave, right? And now that we're going to get the raises, now you're going to be getting, you know, $20 an hour to do McDonald's. You're going to be paying $20 for your Big Mac meal, by the way, but you're going to be paying $20 for McDonald's until the robots and the AI and the tech comes in and just replaces that completely. And what they're setting up is just a completely soulless society within mega cities under complete control and surveillance. Thanks, but no thanks. I like the woods. I like the farmland of this great country. It's incredibly beautiful. I like freedom. I like fresh air. I like clean water. And my children don't need to be in your indoctrination program. Thank you very much, by the way. We have to step up, folks. Every single one of us. Now, once again, if you guys are looking to get tapped in with our community, by the way, it's all over at my website, ZachRector.com. As I said earlier, I don't have sponsors. They can't shut me down, or they can't take out my sponsors. I don't have sponsors. I don't have to worry about, I'm going to lose a little brand money. We don't do that deal. We don't do like Kevin O'Leary shilling FTX, one of the biggest Ponzi schemes that we've had in modern times. And they took the fattest checks. It's one of the few things that they did right. But they had so much damn money that they were laundering through their system that they were able to take tens of millions of dollars around to Brady, to O'Leary, right? And they get Super Bowl ads. They get everyone shilled in, and then it goes bust and gets sacrificed. And now we see the mainstream media trying to cover up Sam Bankman-Fried's reputation. How stupid do you think we are? And now the mainstream crypto narratives, you think they are going to be covering this? Maybe they'll give it a little airtime. They are liking the attention, the excitement, because it is a victory for crypto. But it's a victory from crypto where they don't read the actual ruling from the judge, where it says, you guys do have jurisdiction to go kill the rest of the space. And I'm inferring what Judge Torres is saying. I'm putting a little extra, I'm adding a little asterisk underneath there and clarifying kind of what she means when she says that the facts and the circumstances for this case are that this is not a security, but you guys do have jurisdiction. It's not that a token could never be sold on an exchange as a security. No, there is a case. But in this one, there is not, right? But you guys have fair territory to go kill 90% of the space that did an ICO, didn't register, raise money from investors, and half of them didn't even have a product built yet. And this is why I've been saying expect carnage in this space. When Brad Garlinghouse says that 90% goes away, I believe him. And he says 99%, right? And, this is the thing. This is why I've invested in few and far between projects. This is why I've never even, I get shilled projects every day in my DMs. I laugh. I get very few. I think that most folks that actually take the time to look at my content probably realize we ain't going to get far with this guy. He ain't going to shill our crap. In fact, he might expose our crap if we actually reach out to him. So we better not message him because he might just expose our plan. And I try to give everyone a fair take. And I've always said, if you're building legitimate utility on the XRP ledger, please come on. I'll help shine the spotlight on your legitimate project. If you're a real one, real builder, XRP ledger, let's do it. Come on. I'll do everything in my power, in my little platform, to get eyeballs on your project for free. But you have to be legit. And I'll tell you, my phone ain't ringing off the hook. There's few and far between that are really doing a real deal. This is why we have to be ready, and understanding how to do due diligence is going to save our butts over the next few years. As long as you're going to be investing for that matter, right? I just talk about the next few years because the opportunities are going to come so fast. See, our bags are going to be moving. Our net worth is going to be incredibly volatile. So we have to be ready to reallocate. We have to be ready to readjust. We have to be ready to de-risk. We have to be ready to leverage. Over the next few years, it's going to be mayhem. And the opportunities are endless. Every corner you take, there's going to be a new opportunity. Every corner you take, there's going to be a trust me, bro. I got a deal for you, bro. And your ability to do your due diligence is going to keep you out of 9 out of 10 of those projects. You'll invest in, maybe 10 to 20% of them. If you're really going through a significant amount of deals, it's even less, right? Probably 1% of the deals that you're going to be looking at if you're actually looking at many projects. And the more due diligence that you do, the more that you in research, the less you have to invest, because you know what you're going to be investing in. Does that make sense? Right? So the more due diligence that we do, the faster we'll be able to get through our deals, right? And we'll be able to source and find the best opportunities for when the time comes. To me, the time is in the moment, the flip of the switch, the whatever you want to call it, the higher than 50 cents, $5, $10, wherever we go, sounds like fun. That's inevitable. What do we do next? What is your plan? That's where our community has to go right now. As we watch the little pumps, the little 5-cent pumps, as we have a little bit of excitement, I'm excited to see a little bit of life brought into the community once again through the proper party. Now we get this ruling. Let's carry that momentum. Like I said, the ball is in Brad and Chris's court. We have the facts, circumstances, and the law on our side. Let's start and continue building our real businesses and the business ideas that we had for XRPL. It's time to fire it up because we have a bunch of utility that's coming to the XRP ledger. It's going to be massive. By the way, say you had a smart contracts program on Ethereum virtual machine, and maybe you want to move away from the Ethereum ledger that's actually just really sucks. If we're just being honest, it's very expensive. Some would argue it's centralized, and the program just isn't what we were sold. Some would call it a failure. That would be me. Maybe we want to take our EVM project and move it over to the EVM sidechain that's built utilizing the XRP ledger, and that settles with the native asset XRP as well over on that sidechain. We find liquidity like we've never seen before on Ethereum instantaneously, and that utility's coming through the Ethereum virtual machine sidechain. We have the automated market makers coming. Other clawback amendment is the most recent one. The clawback amendment only applies to issued assets or tokens on the XRP ledger. It does not apply to XRP. When you send a transaction on the XRP ledger, there is no way to claw it back. There is the ability to freeze issued assets. Now we're going to have the ability to claw back issued assets, but there is no ability to freeze or claw back XRP. So there's additional utility that's coming in. Why is clawback important? Because you need it for retail use cases. You need it for many institutional use cases. That's going to be an important feature, especially on, whatever token, whatever sidechain somebody's going to be building out their liquidity, out their project on the XRP ledger on. They're going to need that. The roads have already been paved here by Ripple. The connections have already been made. Partnerships are about to be unveiled. They're going to be massive. The first U.S. bank payment provider institution will be announcing here in the United States here soon. That's one of the next key dominoes that we're looking to fall for the next XRP pump. The main ones would be a settlement in the lawsuit. And then the next one is going to be that the first bank institution going live. Now we have gone through interlocutory appeal getting denied. That was the third next XRP event catalyst that we were looking out for. We get that today. We get a pump to 55 cents. We're back down to 53 cents, zoomed out on the weekly chart, way zoomed out here. And you see that we've broken out once again. We really need to break out above this 55 cent, basically 54 to 55 cent level. Major resistance. We've also been at a 60 cents launch pad many times. And what XRP does is it builds support here around that 50 cent level, and then it just gets ready to absolutely rip. The problem that I see is the problem in the rest of the markets, the problem in the rest of the crypto space. Liquidity is drying up. Folks are realizing that they can go put money in a 10-year treasury, a little short-term T-bill, and have a return risk-free, if you want to take the government's word on that risk-free bond or T-bill. If you want to do that deal with the devil, you can get 5% literally at almost no risk. What this is causing folks to do is to get their money out of the bank, move their money out of equities. Now, why invest in real estate? Why invest in a 6 cap when I can invest in a 5 cap, no risk, don't need to own the real estate? Well, the reason why you do that is because there's much better than 6 caps available and the tax advantages. And if you know how to do real estate right, we can get better returns than that. We can get better than 6 caps. But I laugh because I still see real estate investors around my area and around the country here sharing investor alert opportunities that are 6 caps. What are you talking about? Investor alert, right? What? And these are opportunities that in my opinion are few and far between, as the cost of debt service has nearly doubled or tripled. And what you see now is commercial real estate coming down in a major, major way. Incredible opportunities are here, but real estate is work. You need a team. You want some experience. If you're brand new stepping in, we want to find mentors. We want to build out our relationships and surround ourselves with folks with experience. And that's what we're doing. So if you guys are interested in getting tapped in with our community, like I said, it's all over at my website, ZachRector.com. We provide exclusive content over there, weekly updates. I got fresh stuff coming this fall, this winter. It's going to be so lit over there, along with preparing for our next Discord meetup. Meeting in person is something that we like to do. And I actually am going to be planning our second meetup. We're gonna have quite a few meetups and quite a few opportunities to get together. I'm really looking forward to it next year. And in the meantime, folks, it's all over at my website, ZachRector.com. On the way out, if you could just smash that thumbs up for me, I want to say thank you for stopping by. Thank you for celebrating this historical ruling from Judge Torres, shutting down the SEC once again. You absolutely love to see it. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you, and God bless you all.